Everybody, so if you're wondering, I am well aware of the way I look right now. I kept getting requested to do a Vitacost favorites. It'd be nice if I could talk though. I kept getting requested to do a Vitacost favorites because I shop there every month because that's just how I buy my groceries. And I thought the list would consist of, you know, just the basics. And then this happened. And then this happened. So I'm going to try to break this up into different genres of things that I buy from there. That way it's at least a little organized. My bae Victoria gave me this and I haven't worn it in a video just because I feel like it just accentuates how big my neck looks. First thing I want to talk about is actually a protein shake. Obviously it's vegan and it's from Svelte or Cal Naturale. I don't know which one the actual brand is. But it's amazing. It tastes so good. I've only tried the vanilla, but it tastes so good, and it really did fill me up and was a perfect breakfast to have. The next snack I want to talk about, and if you hear this, it's because I'm crossing it out of my list, is Beanfields chips. You guys know I love their chips. They sent me this crazy box a long time ago that I have a video on with all of their flavors, and I loved all of them. Seriously, there was not one bad one. My favorites were probably the nacho cheese and the ranch because they're just like Doritos but better. The Earth Balance vegan cheddar puffs are also so good. So you want something that's a little more unhealthy, snacky, but still vegan and relatively healthy. That doesn't make any sense. Basically, I'm kind of listing out the junk foods that you can have and still be vegan, but be like a fat vegan, you know? Let's just be real. I've mentioned this item quite a few times, but it's the Alter Eco Organic Quinoa Chocolate. Oh my god, best chocolate I've ever had, hands down, even when I wasn't vegan. This is all better than the stuff that I used to have. It's so good. The Dandies marshmallows that I used on my bunny, what is it called? Chubby bunny challenge. Also so good. Better than actual marshmallows. I mean, I'm just gonna keep saying that, but I mean it. And I wish the Daya cheesecake was on there too, because that was really amazing as well. I just thought I'd throw that in there because somehow I got sidetracked. Marshmallows, cheesecake. Okay, now I'm hungry. And also on the subject of food, but this is pet food, for waffle, I've been really liking the Halo Indoor Dry Cat Food. I give them wet food every now and then, but most of the time I do give them dry food. And the last thing that is sort of related to food but not really are my multivitamins, and I get the Vitacost brand. They're just the vegan multivitamins. They are amazing, and I can tell that they're working through my system just because I feel more energized and like I got everything I needed for the day. I don't feel like I'm lacking anything, if that makes sense. So I've been really liking those. Obviously, I get all the nutrients and protein and everything that I already need, but just as a little extra, I like to take them. I have to mention the Alba Botanica Acne Dote Scrub, because it is the one that my brother and my boyfriend swear by. They love it. I stopped using it just because I found other things that I liked better, but I do go back to it every now and then. It's not like it's bad or anything. I still use it before I do self-tanning because it's the perfect scrub for that. I have been absolutely obsessed with the Acure shampoos and conditioners. They are a little more pricey, so I don't get them that often, but when I can, I get them just because I can tell that it really preserves my hair color since I dye my hair, and I'll mention what dye I use in a little bit. It smells amazing, leaves my hair feeling so much more luxurious, and everything about it is perfect. I have no complaints, and I repurchase it as often as I can. I feel like the conditioner is the type of conditioner that just seeps right into your hair, so it doesn't feel like really greasy or oily or anything like that, which I love. And then the shampoo still lathers just a little bit without being too bad for you, I guess, because there's no sulfates in it or anything like that. So I have been loving those. I am trying out a new body wash that I actually just got today, but my favorite one has to be the Pacifica body wash in Island Vanilla. It is a little more pricey again, but it's so worth it just because it's really conditioning without being too oily, because I do have oily skin. It doesn't break me out or anything like that, and it smells so good. If this body wash that I'm using now ends up working out, which I shared on Snapchat, I'll let you guys know. Just because it is a lot cheaper, especially for the size. If I want a cheaper shampoo and conditioner that still works really well, I really enjoy the Giovanni brand. I'm trying out a hair mask from them as well with this order that I just placed, but the Giovanni shampoos and conditioners are awesome. I really like the 50/50 one, but all of them are really good. The toothpaste that I use every single time without fail, I love it, is the Desert Essence Tea Tree and Neem toothpaste. It is amazing. It leaves your breath smelling super fresh, but it also leaves your teeth really white and bright, and I love it. I also pair that with the Desert Essence Tea Tree mouthwash. It doesn't have the best taste in my opinion, at least, just because I'm not a fan of using mouthwash period, but I do notice a huge difference when I use it. I do whiten my teeth, but I have a separate video on that. But I love maintaining the whiteness of them, obviously, and I also like to use something that's healthy and fresh. I've been really loving the Pacifica Glow Baby Face Scrub. I don't know if that's on Vitacost yet, but I bet it will be soon. It is so amazing though. It's very similar to the Alba Botanica scrub that I mentioned earlier, but it has some different ingredients in there, and I feel like it's just a little better for your face. I've also been really loving the Pacifica face washes. I've actually been exclusively using those ever since I got them from the Muse contest. My favorites have to be the kale and the seafoam one. I don't know if they have others other than that, but the seafoam one's perfect for removing makeup. I mean, it seriously gets all of my eye makeup off, the like waterproof mascaras and stuff like that. And then the kale one is really good for my skin. I can just tell that it's really hydrating, but also giving like all of the benefits of the kale and all the other ingredients that are in there. Another one that was really great was the Andalou Naturals 1000 Roses Foaming Cleanser. I can never say it. It's a lot more gentle, so it's really good for sensitive skin. The Pacifica ones are really gentle as well, but this one is even more gentle than those, if that makes any sense. I do like to pair it with my cognac sponge so that I can tell that it's actually doing something and cleaning off my face, just because since it's a foaming cleanser, you can't really tell if it's getting all the makeup off because you can't see it. But I do really love it, and I noticed that my complexion was looking a lot better and even, so I had to mention it. Anything by Cebu Beauty, I also love. I can barely say that name though. Cebu Beauty. And I have an old video, I think, on a few of their products, but I recommend all of them. There's not one that hasn't worked out for me, and it's like a life changer for your skin, so it's awesome. To top off my skincare routine, I always like spraying something at the end of the night, so I'll usually go with the George's Aloe Spray or my Heritage Store Rose Water Spray. The rose water spray I also spray after I apply my moisturizer so that it can seep in, and it just feels really refreshing and it's great. As for the lotion itself, I use the Andalou Naturals Ultra Sheer Facial Lotion. I did try a couple of others, but I always went back to this one because it's the only one that really works for me. And it does have SPF. I have it right here in front of me. SPF 18. I've only ever had to repurchase it once because it lasts so long, but it's perfect to put under your makeup. It's really light, but still gives you the protection that you need. And I don't know, I just really love it. I have really oily skin, so I'm really picky over what moisturizers I use because I don't like anything that's too thick. If I'm not using that, I use the Pacifica Dreamy Youth Face Cream. I don't think this has an SPF because it is a day and night face cream, but it's really great and it has a lot of really potent antioxidants, so I've been really loving it, and it doesn't leave my face too oily either. As for face wipes, I also use Pacifica. They're always like my go-to brand, but especially for face wipes, I just feel like theirs really gets everything off, and they're gentle as well as effective, so they kind of have that perfect balance. essential oils, and it is the Auracacia, I don't know how to say it. I never know how to say these things. Really been loving the frankincense one. It smells really good, and I kind of mix it with the other oils that I use on my face. Obviously I really like the sea buckthorn oils and things like that, but I've been really enjoying this brand for oils just because it seems like it's so potent and effective. It's kind of helped my acne scarring and all this other stuff, and I just feel like adding even a drop of essential oil to your moisturizer or to anything that you use overnight really makes a big difference. You can even use it for aromatherapy and stuff like that. My hair dye is from Nature Tint, and all the research I've done so far points to them being vegan, but I'm hoping I'm right on that. I do love their hair dye though. It lasts way longer than any others that I've ever tried, even back when I wasn't cruelty-free, and it's so even. It hides all of my grays, believe it or not. I do have grays, and I have really light roots, which makes me look like I'm balding when I'm not. So I'm actually doing my hair today. I need to touch up, but I noticed that it actually sticks to my roots, which is something really difficult lately for hair dyes, and it just applies so evenly and nicely, and it doesn't smell or anything like that. It's the closest thing that I found to a natural vegan hair dye that is still a very natural, pretty color that doesn't fade to something really brassy and ugly. The prices on Vitacost for the hair dye, like everything else, is much more affordable than I found on Whole Foods, so I definitely get it there. The only one that I've heard isn't that great is the red one, or anything that kind of has more of an unnatural color to it, because they don't stay as long. But the one that I use is a dark brown, and it stays for a really long time. And another thing I wanted to mention is kind of an essential for me, which is the Dr. Bronner soap. It's really amazing. I use it to clean all my makeup brushes, which I do have a full tutorial on. I also use it to clean my beauty blender, to clean my shower. I use it for everything. Okay, last but not least are makeup items, which I actually don't have a lot of to mention, unfortunately. Really, anything by Pacifica is awesome, as you guys know. I can't stop talking about them, and it's totally genuine. I actually purchased a ton of the items that you saw on those Muse contest videos on my own. They hadn't sent it to me yet, because that's how much I love them. I already owned a lot of what they have. One of my favorites is the Aquarian Gaze Mascara. And I used to have the Stellar Gaze one, which is the non-waterproof one, and I like the Aquarian one way better. The brush is different. It's more of a plastic bristle, so I feel like it really separates and lengthens really well. And the formula is a lot better for me as well, because it's not too waterproof to where it's impossible to get off, but it is waterproof enough to where it's not gonna smudge. So it's just a perfect balance, and I love it. Another thing that Pacifica has on Vitacost right now are their nail polishes, which I also adore. And they are either 5 or 7 free, so they're just really awesome. The formulas are amazing and their colors are gorgeous. There are 2 powder foundations that I really love. One is the Honeybee Gardens, and I get mine in Geisha when I'm really pale. It does have more of a pink undertone, and I'm more yellow/olive, so I don't like that. But I do absolutely love their foundation. They don't have the best customer service, so I do like to go through Vitacost to get it, and it's just perfect. I mean, it gives so much coverage for a powder foundation, but it's still really even and beautiful, and it's not even matte, it's like a demi-matte sort of sheen to it, and it's so pretty. I even use it on my mom, and she has more mature skin, and it just glided, is that a word, glided over her wrinkles, and which she doesn't have a lot of, but she thinks she does, and it just looked really beautiful and evened out her skin really well. This is a Luxe powder foundation. I recently started trying because of Andrea. She talked about it. I don't think it has as much coverage as the Honeybee Gardens one, but it's still really pretty, and I like the shades more because they're more neutral and look more like skin rather than makeup, so I think that's a plus for that foundation. It doesn't leave you oily or anything like that. And another powder foundation that's on there is the Everyday Minerals powder foundation, which I also love. But it did almost aggravate my skin at first. I don't know what ingredient was in there that was doing that, but it was still really good. It's just a loose powder foundation, not a pressed one like the other two. so if you don't like those, you might not get along with this one, but I really love it. And they do have more yellow undertone shades, which is another really good part. They also offer different formulas, so if you don't necessarily want something matte, you can get something that's more for dry skin and stuff like that. So they have different finishes, which is great. That is everything that I wanted to talk about and share with you guys. If you have a Vitacost favorites that maybe I didn't mention, leave it below, because I love knowing what you guys like and getting some referrals of products to try next, some suggestions and stuff like that. And I like seeing you guys talk to one another as well. That always makes me so happy. Don't forget to add me on Twitter or Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram or anywhere else that I might be if you want to follow me on there if you're not too annoyed by me yet. I love you. Bye! Oh, also I do have a $10 off link below, so check it out.